one interesting result is that the opening, with well intentions by the state, led to a greater unity among the Alevi groups. But at the same time, it led to some disillusionment and disaffection among the Alevis considering the state, because their suspicions were reinforced. They were not trusting the government motives initially anyway, and for some, their suspicions have just been reinforced. In that sense, the opening itself may have even led to a greater divide between the Alevis and the state rather than a rapprochement. Secondly, what we've seen is that the Alevis desire a platform to meet their needs, which is roughly a democratic constitutional measure, which not only on paper but in practice also offers and implements equal citizenship, equal religious rights and religious freedoms for all. That seems to be lacking at the moment, as the governing AK Party is trying to address the issue in a way that wants to make it palatable to their Sunni theological concerns, and therefore there seems to be a limitation in regarding the future of meeting of Alevi question. The interesting thing about the Alevi issue is that it is really a manifestation and a good example of a political problem having roots in a theological divide and difference, and there are uncertainties about how to take this issue. Is it going to be a theological issue that needs to be solved in a theological way? Or if we adopt a more maybe defeatist or a realistic approach, should we treat it only as a political issue and simply evaluating the wishes of the Alevi section of the population among more liberal democratic or constitutional lines? Personally, I may have two points to make. One is that there are no grounds to be immediately optimistic about a solution in the short term, because there are certain theological limitations dominating the minds of the governing party, and they may find it very difficult to really address these issues without compromising some aspects of their own beliefs. So it needs to, it will be challenging for them. The moment you talk about, let's say, the similarities or brotherhood between the Turkish Alevis and the Syrian Alevis, it seems as though you are defending the dictator who oppresses his majority, which happens to be Sunni. So it turns into a very delicate political problem, which is not easily addressed. So that puts the Alevis in Turkey into a difficult position. They don't want to be seen as being on the side of dictators who kill their own population, who oppress their own population. But on the other hand, there is 15% of Alevis, again, in Syria, and there are very many similarities, brotherhoods. The frontier itself was very porous. It was not really a heavily guarded frontier. You'd have members of the families living on different sides of the borders. We're talking about 7 or 8 or 9 million people at least who have undergone an Alevi revival politically, and what we can expect is that they will only get more vocal, more energetic in their wishes, more energetic in their organizations. So the issue is not going to go away in Turkey. The issue is going to get more prominent in Europe, in the Alevi diaspora in Europe. But there are great moral advances to be made, and the Prime Minister may go down in history for not only solving the Kurdish issue, but also solving the Alevi issue. So our certain hope is that the government will take that opportunity to be able to find a platform of mutual agreement accommodating some of the Alevi demands, which are really equal citizenship demands in nature.